Good evening and welcome to the Appointments Committee hearing for February 16, 2021. We have a number of appointments before us this evening. Councilors in attendance include myself, Councillor Green, Councillor Fleming, and Councillor Walsh. And we'll start with reappointments to the Board of Trustees for the Public Library. First, for a term set to expire January 2, 2023, we have Ms. Joanne Hughes and Ms. Cynthia Jones. And neither are here tonight, but would anyone like to speak?
Make a motion to approve.
I have a motion. Second? Unless there's any objection, I'll take this by unanimous consent. All right. They pass unanimously. For the second set, we have reappointments for the Board of Trustees for the Public Library, term to expire January 2, 2024. And we will take these in two separate groups. First, we'll take up Mr. Matthew Braun, Mr. Robert Favini, and Ms. Mary Rice Hurley. And I believe Matthew Braun is here to speak.
I am. Good evening.
Good evening.
So I just wanted to make myself available if you had any questions for me. I've enjoyed my time on the library board and looking forward to hopefully serving on another term. Exciting times ahead for the library and for the rest of downtown.
Great. Thank you very much.
Motion to approve.
We have a motion to
Second.
approve. A second. And is this motion for all three candidates?
Yes, it is.
Thank you very
Motion
much.
to approve the slate. No, just
so-
three.
So
first three.
for the first three candidates, I'll take this by unanimous consent unless there's any opposition.
Oh,
All right, they pass.
And
you.
Councillor, Mr. Chair, I'd like to recuse myself from the next vote. Obviously, I share a name with this gentleman, so I'm going to recuse myself.
Thank you, Councillor Walsh.
and motion to approve.
All right, so the second section we have is Mr. James Walsh for appointment for a term to expire January 2, 2024. Mr. Walsh, would you like to speak?
There you go. Thank you very much, members of the appointment committee. I'm looking forward to serving another 4-year term. Excited about being a trustee, as Matt indicated earlier. Exciting things are in the works for the library and for downtown. I look forward to continue working with the people who are being reappointed, and I'm looking forward to working with the, I'm assuming will be the newest member to be appointed to the trustees, Derek Cruz, who I spoke with. It'll be good to have somebody new, fresh blood on the board, and just thank you for considering me for reappointment. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Walsh. So I do have a motion to approve from Councillor Fleming. Do I have a second?
Second.
A second, and I'll take this by unanimous consent if there's no objection. All right, Mr. Walsh is approved. Next, we have a member of the Planning Board, term to expire January 1, 2026 for Ms. Paula M. Karen. She is not in attendance tonight, but I can say she is the current chair of the Planning Board. She has served for many years. I had the honor to serve with her for a decade, and she does a fantastic job, and she's a great asset to the city. I'd like to thank her for her willingness to serve on the board.
Motion to approve.
Second.
A motion is second, and I'll take this by unanimous consent unless there's any objection. All right, it's approved. Next, we have
Mr. Chairman, may
Yes,
I say
Mr. Mayor.
something regarding Ms. Karen?
Yes,
And I think it's something that we all know. She is a critical part of the planning board. She's been serving for a number of years. Her knowledge and her dedication are second to none. And I'm just thrilled to be able to reappoint her once again and hope that she remains on the planning board for many years to come. Thank you.
thank you, Mr. Mayor. I would echo those sentiments. So next we have a reappointment to the Conservation Commission with a term to expire January 1, 2024 of Mr. Michael Donnelly. I believe Mr. Donnelly is here tonight.
Yes, I am.
Good evening. How are you, sir?
Oh, well, thank you.
Would you like to introduce yourself or say anything?
Yeah, Michael Donnelly, and I just joined to say that it's my privilege to serve on the CONSCOM.
Great.
Motion
Thank
to
you very
approve.
much. We have a motion and a second. I'll take this
Second,
by,
I thought I made a motion, but that's okay.
I'll take this by unanimous consent unless there's any opposition. All right, it's unanimous.
Mr. Chair, I have to say something about Mr. Donnelly as well. Wealth of knowledge, many years on the Conservation Commission, and he is a distinct asset to the city, and we thank him for his willingness to serve. Thank you, Mike, and many more years providing your expertise. Thank you.
Great, thank you, Mr. Mayor. So next we have three reappointments to the Board of Health, and I believe we have Director Stephen Curry here to talk. Good evening, Mr. Curry.
Good evening, folks. I apologize. I'm having some technical difficulties all day today. Oh, there we go.
There you are.
I have to offer my apologies. I think there is a time confusion with the board members. I did instruct them of the meeting, but they may think it's at 7.
Okay. So these are 2 or 3 reappointments, is that correct?
That is correct, yes. And they have been members for 6 or 7 years now. And in some cases, Mr. Murray is over 10, actually.
Okay, so I should read this like we have Mr. John Bogdasarian, Mr. Ian Murray, and Ms. Sandra Knight.
That is correct, yes.
Motion to approve?
Second.
I have a motion and second, and I'll take this by unanimous consent unless there's any opposition. All right, they are approved.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Director Curry.
And council.
And next we have a reappointment to the Human Rights Commission, term to expire January 1, 2024, of Ms. Barbara Nealon.
Motion to
Yes,
approve?
Councilor Green.
I would just like to say that from personal experience working with Ms. Nealon for many, many years now, another volunteer member of this community who does just outstanding work, not only in the community, but knows this field, human rights, like nobody's business. So I can't say enough great things about the work that her and that commission does for our community, but I want to just echo that yeah, there should be no doubt in our mind that we've got a real keeper here with Miss Nealon. Thank you.
Great, thank you very much, Councilor. And Councilor Fleming, you had a motion
Motion, yes.
to approve, I assume?
To approve, of course.
Yes. In a second, and I'll take this by unanimous consent unless there's any opposition. All right. And tonight we have a couple new appointments. First, to the Board of Trustees for the Public Library, term to expire January 2, 2023. We have Mr. Derek Cruz, and he's here tonight. Would you like to say a few words, Mr. Cruz?
Not particularly, just I'm available to answer any questions, and excited to get started here and help out in any way that I can to support the library. That's all.
Great. Thank you very much for stepping forward to help serve the city. Councilor
May I-
Walsh.
May I say one thing? Actually, the library trustees had a board meeting last Wednesday, and Director Bernard invited Derek to attend, even though he officially hadn't been approved yet, but he did attend, sat in, and I feel that that's the type of person that he is, that he's willing to get involved as quickly as possible. And I can't speak for the entire board, but I can speak for myself, saying I'm looking forward to working with him to have somebody young and new on the board as we move forward with the library. Thank you.
Great. Thank you, Mr. Walsh. Did anyone else wish to speak? Councilor Walsh.
Thank you. I just wanted to say that I have met Mr. Cruz and we've spoken for an hour and a half or so. And I was very impressed with him and his credentials, and I highly support his appointment to the Board of Trustees.
Great. Thank you, Councilor.
Motion to approve?
There's a motion to approve. Second. Now take this by unanimous consent unless there's any opposition. All right, it's approved.
Derek, Mr. Chairman, one comment. Derek, thank you for your willingness to serve, and I can't believe how much you look like your father. Other than that, that's a good thing.
Against you.
That's a good thing.
Against you.
Yeah.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. And lastly, for the Board of Trustees for Public Burial Grounds, term to expire January 28, 2024. We have a new appointment of Ms. Michelle Shimbrassi. I apologize. Would you like to say a few words?
I didn't have anything to say, just saying hello and introducing myself.
Thank you
Motion
very
to
much.
approve.
And thank you very much for stepping forward and willing to serve on this commission. The city has a lot of boards and commissions. We're always looking for active members of the city to step forward and fill these roles because they do need to be filled. They are important.
Mhm.
So I do have a motion and second to approve, and I'll take this by unanimous consent unless there's any opposition. All right. So that completes our slate of
Thank you very much.
appointments. Do I have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second.
And I'll take this by unanimous consent unless otherwise. All right. And I'll see everybody shortly at the council meeting. Thank you very much and have a good
Thanks
evening.
again. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.